Welcome to this week's episode of the Weekly Magazine. My name's Costas.
And I'm Chris.
A couple of interesting things this week.
What are they?
Now, we will tell them in due course.
Due time, my friends.
Right, let's do last week's winner for the anagram.
Yes, and the anagram was...
Stinted.
Stinted.
Now, all you clever guys and girls.
Clever guys and gals.
What was it, Chris?
It was dentist.
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 All because we were talking about Chris going to the dentist and all that kind of stuff. Big hint.
Big hint. Me.
Right, this week's one's over. Now, we're going to do something different this week as well.
Don't forget the winner.
Oh, the winner couldn't wait.
Oh, okay.
Because I was going to tie that in with something.
Okay, alright, sorry.
But since you want me to, come on,
I'm so excited. I want someone to win.
Winner.
Okay, fine. That one.
James Heaton. Send us a message and we'll get back to you.
That's an E?
Oh, send us a message and we'll send you out a...
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, what he said.
Have I got word salad this week?
Word salad. The anagram for this week, however, is oil of culture.
Oil of culture. There's something relevant in this show regarding anagram and something relevant.
Yes.
Relevant?
Double relevant.
Triple relevant.
Right. You were saying.
Yeah, we're going to do something that we haven't done so far. We are going to have a look at, start reviewing some at the table live lectures.
Yes, indeed.
From Murphy's Magic Supplies.
Yes, indeed.
So we are going to perform a trick from a particular lecture and then review or give a once-over for the whole lecture in general.
Yes.
And this week, we are starting off with Justin Miller.
The fabulous Justin Miller. Yes. Sorry, well, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
And the second once-over is Paragon 3D by Jamie Allen. We've been looking forward to this.
It's finally out.
I won't say any more.
Oh, yes.
And the blast from the past is...
the Chameleon Deck.
Chameleon Deck.
Yay.
Two other things before we continue as well. We'll also give you a link somewhere in the blurb or on this video to actually see an interview we did with Jamie Allen, and he discusses Paragon 3D and all sorts.
Jon Allen.
That's the one, Jon Allen. But he's Jamie to me.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He's my Jamie.
Aww.
So we've got an interview with Jon Allen that we're going to put a link to. It's nearly 30 minutes long. And also at the end of this show, we will have the trailer for our next release.
Yes.
So let's get on with this week's show. The first once of this week is the At the Table live experience.
Yes. With
Justin Miller at Murphy's Magic Supplies. We are going to watch one of the tricks explained on this lecture, which is called Smile. Chris performed it to Rachel earlier.
I did.
Let's go and watch it and we'll come back and discuss that particular trick and also the rest of the lecture.
Okay, we're going to try something with your phone in 1 second. So, I've got a deck of 52 cards. Yeah, I took the jokers out, that's alright. Pick any card you like, anyone you like. That'll do, I suppose. Don't let me see it, but write your name somewhere on the white on the face of the card. I will look over here. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Perfect. Put the pen down and give that a few seconds to dry. Make sure it doesn't come off the face of the card. Yep. Great. Just say stop for me. Perfect. Put card back. Brilliant. So you've got a card somewhere in the pack, and hopefully, good thing you guys are in the back as well, because you guys are going to be here for a momentous occasion. If I've done this well enough, I should be able to get your card out the pack. Okay, I think so. And to sort of solidify this in history, I'm going to take a photo of it.
Okay.
With you.
Okay.
Right, so let's have a look. I'm going to try. Yeah, I'll try there. I think that's good. Was that it?
No.
No, because you wrote your name on it. Okay, actually, put your phone on the camera mode. What I'll do is I'll take a photo of this momentous mess up instead. So put your finger out just like that. 4 of spades. Hold that. Okay, and you guys are in the back as well, so that's great. That's fantastic. Smile. And I'll just do that. I'll give you that. I'll take the 4 back. So it really wasn't the 4. No. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to try something. I might have to stand up for this. You ready? I think I should do it with your name on it.
Yeah.
The Ace of Spades. It was the Ace of Spades.
It was.
Yeah. Because here's the interesting thing. If this has changed, that means it's changed in the photo as well. So have a look. Go through your photo. Turn the brightness up so the camera can see it.
Oh my lord. That's brilliant.
You've just seen the live performance for Smile. And again, it's one of the effects on the live lecture. Before we get on to the lecture itself, let's talk about this particular trick.
Yeah.
I really like this trick.
I love this trick. I know that sounds like, obviously, it's a strong word, I know. But I really do, because not only do I collect ambitious cards and whatnot, there are many variations on this sort of trick that are out there that are not this simple.
Well, there was a marketed effect sometime earlier this year, I believe it was.
Yes.
I won't mention the company or what the particular trick is. And it involves some form of gimmick and stuff.
Yes, we reviewed it, in fact.
But the effect, the outcome was the same.
It's the same.
But this is virtually self-working.
Yeah.
There's no gimmicks.
No. And anyone watching this knows what it is. You know, we're not like...
And the reactions are fantastic. And do you know what the great thing is? Now, I'm going to start talking about this whole at the table live lecture experience.
Yes.
By Murphy's Magic Supplies. I didn't realise what fantastic value these are. Now, the Justin Miller one is over 3 hours long.
Yeah.
3 hours long of Justin Miller
and Gregory Wilson talking away, explaining these solid routines. And I have to say, not only do they talk about the routines, they talk about mishaps, and they talk about audience management and all kinds of stuff.
But that's the beauty of it. They actually go out on the street and perform every single one of these effects. And they perform it once.
Yeah, they just do one performance and they leave in everything. They don't cut it, and Justin will go through it, stop it, pause it sometimes, and say, you know what the trick is, you know what's happening. This is where something went wrong, and let's talk about it and why it went wrong and how I got out of it and how you can adapt. Because I've got to say, I've seen a lot of lectures, and this is my favorite, most enjoyable one that I have watched.
Now, there's 12 effects listed on the back of this.
Yes.
And this smile, it could have easily been a standalone effect. You could have paid £15 just for this trick.
In fact, he has that. I think it's that one. He's got a lot of these as instant downloads on somewhere.
On his own website, I think.
Yeah, and they're 45-minute instructional stuff, and he talks about it on here. But you're getting that with him talking and about psychology and all sorts of stuff like that.
And do you know what the price is?
Guess away, gentlemen.
It's £8.
The price is
right.
No,
seriously.
The price is right.
£8, and you're getting a 3 hour long plus lecture with Justin Miller, Gregory Wilson, live performances on the street, and they go in depth of how the wrong things he overcame them.
Yeah,
all the interaction between the two, fantastic two people to talk to each other.
And the other thing is, it's also sort of a brainstorming session. Gregory Wilson talks about this, and they talk about the fact that Greg throws out ideas to Justin stuff and Justin back and forth, and they talk about it, and it's good because it means that you don't just get one pair of eyes on a trick.
Right, I'm a magic dealer. We produce magic tricks.
Are you?
Right, okay. So I would have milked this to the hilt.
Yeah.
I would have put most of these as a one trick product out there and sold them for about £13 to £15 each. You know, and this smile alone, the trick that you did, there's marketing effects out there that have got the same outcome that cost more than £15, and you're getting the whole thing for £8, £8. Now, you might think that, oh, Costas is over exaggerating the quality of these this lecture, or he's, you know, bigging this up because he's got some vested interest, or whatever you want to say. But the fact of the matter is, you're getting 3 hours for £8 of material that is actually workable.
Absolutely.
So what else can we say about this?
I would rant about this DVD. Like, when I came in after seeing it and talking to you, I was just flabbergasted by how good the quality of the stuff, the quality of the people, the quality of the talks, everything, and how in-depth and detailed he went into not just the trick, but the psychology and everything. I'm going to keep talking forever.
Now, when you buy a standalone DVD, a multiple effect DVD, a lot of the times it's just a lot of material put together in order to fluff up a DVD project.
Yeah.
So you get a couple of really strong effects that were probably
the main idea for the DVD.
Or used by the magician, and then loads of other filler material in order to create the project.
We can't just make a DVD, and so they throw other stuff in.
With the live lecture experience, you actually get material that was worked by the magician.
Yes.
You know, they've got no vested interest because it's live, it's a lecture. They've got to give you some really good material, and you're only paying £8 for. And the great thing about all this, of what I've learned, is the material is so diverse, especially with this one.
Yes. And Justin is such a brave performer and so bold. I loved watching him perform and talk about his stuff just because of how he loves to put himself on the spot.
Look, to show how diverse the material on this is, the last trick listed on this on this lecture is called Blood Link.
Oh yeah.
And it states it's Gregory Wilson's favourite effect. But that was my least favourite effect out of them.
Because I performed it to him.
I did not like it. And Gregory Wilson says it's his favourite effect. So that shows how diverse the material is.
Yeah.
And how there is definitely something for everyone.
Absolutely. And he's
got a great trick with loops.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that he is the only person that has convinced me, like, properly to think about carrying loops with me, just for that one trick, because that is a powerful piece of magic.
Wing slide is another great effect.
That's the one.
And the great thing about Justin Miller, he's a very, very creative and talented guy. You know,
intelligent.
I met him in 2008.
Lucky.
I had a great time together, and you know, I still don't understand how he comes up with all this.
Yeah, they even talk about the creative process of coming up with stuff.
He's done a lot of stuff with illusionists, on loops, on the M5 gimmick, the powerful magnet, all that kind of stuff, and he's released stuff with Paul Harris, and you know, his stuff is very, very strong, and you're getting a 3 hour plus long thing for £8.
We are rambling.
But I know we're rambling. You could also get this as an instant download, but it's so well worth it.
Definitely.
And the great thing is, we are hoping to review a live lecture on a weekly basis for you.
Yep.
And we'll give you our thoughts on them. And this one was the first one we looked at, and
I'm blown away. Absolutely.
So far, it's so well worth the money.
Yeah.
Let's get on with the second once-over.
The second once-over that we have this week is Jon Allen's Paragon 3D. Let's have a look at a live performance I did earlier and have a talk about it afterwards. We're going to pick a card and you're going to sign it. So, you know, the usual card stuff. So just say the word stop for me.
Stop.
Right in the middle. Do you want to go back?
No.
Okay. Take that card, turn it over. Oh, well, don't let me see. Take it and put your name right on the wherever. If it's a court card, put it at the top little border bit. Great. Okay. Throw it back in there. Perfect. Here we go. Okay, now, here's the interesting thing. That's the reason why I gave it to you at the beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what's coming now. I gave you a box at the beginning of this week, before we even started any of the stuff today. And it is over there on your desk.
Yeah.
So have a look, go on, take it. Yeah? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, because here's the interesting thing. You've had that box the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take the pen. In fact, you can hold on to the top for me. Brilliant. And inside here is a card, a folded up card, and hopefully, since you've had this the whole time, it should look strangely familiar. So have a look at that.
Wow. Yes.
Now, you've just seen the performance of Paragon 3D. I have to admit that I like this more and more every time I play with it and mess around with it.
You weren't quite sure
Okay, yeah,
about performing this.
I will be honest, because I felt, for me, and it also goes back to one of the questions that we had, was it last week or the week before, about how long do you wait till you perform something? I didn't feel like I was ready to do a live performance of this. And I said, let's watch the footage before we film the rest of the show, and we'll see.
And
what was my reaction?
The performance was better than I expected.
Absolutely. I know what I was doing wrong, and I couldn't see it watching it.
And you know, and the thing is, you see it from the exposed angle,
Exactly.
the exposed view, and you think it's not going to fly, but from the other side, it looked fantastic.
It really did look good.
So,
Well, you guys judge for yourself.
first off, it was Wayne Dobson's 360.
360, yep.
Jon Allen, shall we say,
sorry.
or my friend Jamie.
Mr. Allen.
From the base of that, he brainstormed, came out with a way that suited him, and it became Paragon. And now you've got Paragon 3D.
Which, let me explain, shall I explain the differentiation between Paragon and
Yeah.
Paragon 3D? All that's really different was Paragon was the original 360 box. Paragon 3D has been manufactured a bit wider, so you can fit a card in here without having to do any trimming or anything like that, and it comes out dead easy, and it just...
And also, it does look 3D. It does look like a normal card and everything.
Yes, that's the other thing. It's
it looks more realistic
angle
in the
proof.
yeah, and it looks
I guess,
fantastic. This is, I would say, my favourite now. I know I said that with Paragon, but Paragon 3D is so much more convincing than the previous version.
Yes, yes.
It's a great product. It's so visual. It's an impossible thing. And there's a lot of logic now, to me, of having that card shown in a clear box right at the beginning, because at the end you can give everything out for examination.
Yes, and I will be my own devil's advocate because I have a problem personally, because I'm so fond of the mystery box. I have personally a problem of them seeing what's in the box beforehand, because to me that gives away the end and the mystery of it. But after performing it, it's a different. It's the same illusion effect, but different. I know that sounds weird, but
the great thing is, because you can hand everything out at the end for examination, the card, the box, everything. There's a lot of logic how it justifies it being see-through.
Absolutely.
Whereas with the mystery box, you can't give the mystery box really out for examination.
No.
Or you could do, but you wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Well, with this, because you can, it eliminates it. And also something else is that we have the interview. There's a link below of where you can watch the interview that we did with Jon Allen. And in there's actually a justification of a clear box by Dan Harlan.
Yes,
That is mentioned in the interview. Yeah. So I watched the interview and you see the justification of the clear box idea. And it actually makes a lot of sense when you hear what Dan Harlan had to say.
And I love it as an item. Like, I would love to have this sitting on my shelf. I love the idea of having it at the beginning of the set and coming back to it. Obviously, depends on your performance technique. But I just love the idea of going, hold on to that, we'll come back to it later. And it's just something fun to sort of hold on to. And it's the right size, it's just like, it is perfect.
It is great, and it's definitely a worker. It's, when you got it in your hand like this, it genuinely does look like a folded card. Well, effectively it is.
It is a folded card. I'll tell you that.
But the spectators see you tipping their signed card out of this clear box.
Yeah.
That's what they see, and that's what they see. That's what happens.
Exactly.
You take the lid off. You tip their signed card from the box that you gave to them
before they picked the card and before they signed one.
And then you give them the card and the box for examination.
Yeah.
That's impossible. That's what happens.
It's like one of those things of going, oh, you end dirty, but you don't because the end for them is clean.
You do not end dirty with this.
No, not at all. You give everything out as is to them.
If, for example, you were able to give them the card but had to hold back on the clear box and stuff, that's ending dirty. Yeah. If you were able to give them the clear box but you had to hold on to the card because for whatever reason, that's ending dirty. The fact you can give them everything, that's, I don't know, I'm just... This week we looked at a fantastic product with Justin Miller, the live experience.
Yep.
We look at Paragon 3D, which is
fantastic in its own
right.
It
excites me because it works so well.
It does. It does.
And it's so simple. All it is, it's a Perspex box
with a card inside.
There's
clear,
nothing
see-through.
There's nothing gimmicked about the box.
Yeah, it is a crystal clear trick. But
absolutely, crystal.
That was horrible. That was a terrible joke.
I don't know. Is it clear?
It's
opaque.
Transparent.
No, it is. So there's nothing gimmicked about the box or the card that you hand out to them, and it's just fantastic.
It is great. It is.
We could talk, keep on saying fantastic, but for the time being, it's a fantastic product. Paragon 3D, Jon Allen, and also watch the interview we did a few months ago, and it goes into detail about various stuff that you might be interested in. Question answer for this week. We don't actually have a question to answer, but we do have a question for next week. And the question was sent in to us by Steve Blake Walsh. Hi Steve, thanks for the question, and we are actually using it.
We are, as you can see.
Now, to a lot of working professionals, the question might sound a bit irrelevant, it might be obvious to you, but having people come into the DAO and asking you questions about performing and all that kind of stuff, you realise that the question is a very common one amongst amateur professionals or people, hobbyists.
Yeah. And it's great because we want your answers as well as professionals, because the professional advice is just as valuable to people starting out.
So the question is, what do you say when the public want to shuffle your cards or a set deck or or a stack deck or whatever deck you might have? So what would your response be if you got a deck that's set up in a certain way and someone wants to shuffle them or examine them?
Right, yeah. If you're in a situation where theoretically, you have to say no to this question. How do you get around it? What do you say? That's what we want to know.
Now that's we give our responses next week on next week's show, and it'll be interesting to see what other performers what their responses will be to this question. I'm pretty sure that everyone would have roughly the same answer. And as far as I'm concerned, just before next week's show, don't hand your deck out for examination at all. So you never be in a position where someone actually thinks that they need to.
But, you know, you can't audience manage everyone.
No, you can't. So that's...
well, we'll see.
That will be an interesting one for next week. The blast from the past is actually a true blast from the past. For me especially. Now it's the Chameleon Deck by Jason Wood. Now let's watch a brief performance of Chris performing it earlier, and then we'll come back and discuss it.
We're going to try a trick, but we're going to try and have you pick a card, but not in the conventional pick a card, any card way. So we're in fact going to do it face up.
Okay.
Right? So whenever you like, just say the word stop for me. Stop. Right there. Queen of Hearts?
Yeah.
You're okay with the Queen of Hearts?
Yeah.
Now, here's the interesting thing. I'm going to leave that right there in front of you so you can see it. So you can't switch or anything. You pick that card. And the interesting thing is, this is a red pack of cards. But I slipped in one different coloured card.
Okay.
And you stop there.
Yeah.
Turn it over for me. And that is the blue in the red pack. But if we had a blue pack, they'd be all the same. So now I've got one blue card in a red pack. So hopefully we should have a blue pack of cards. With now a red box, so I've got to swap that. But there you go.
So you've just seen the performance of the Chameleon Deck. Now that is one of that's the basic routine.
Yeah.
There's 4 routines on the DVD. It gives you ideas of how to utilise it in various forms and various presentations. But the idea is it's a colour changing deck.
Yes.
And so you show either a red deck or a blue deck at the beginning. They choose a card, it ends up being a different colour to the rest of the deck. Then you change the rest of the deck to the colour that they chose.
Yeah.
And that's the short of it. It's a custom made deck. Very easy to do. They're very cheap. They're only about £10, I think. And you get everything you need to be able to perform this.
Yes, you do. In one package.
Now, what do you say about it? If you like colour changing decks, it's what it is. It's
very straightforward. Really simple to do.
I taught you it in 30 seconds.
Literally 30 seconds.
So yeah, 30 seconds.
Yes.
So you say 30 seconds of practice. He went, he performed it, it worked. That's how simple it is.
Yep.
And that's the Chameleon Deck by Jason Wood. So the one-selvers this week was that table live experience of Justin Miller. There's actually 11 products listed at the back of this, not 12. But fantastic value for money, £8. Yes. If you want it immediately, get the download, and it's just great.
Or come into the shop. Just saying. Our second one-server was Jon Allen's Paragon 3D. Brilliant. We've rambled about all this stuff already. And our blast from the past was the Chameleon Deck. The Chameleon Deck.
Look how young I look there.
You look really young. You look as young as you did in
20 years ago.
I was gonna say 2.
Anagram.
You're only 25.
I'm 26.
Sorry.
So, you know, don't
want to exaggerate. Under exaggerate? Whatever. Our anagram for this week is Oil of Culture.
And don't forget the question by Steve Blake Welsh.
What do you say when people ask to shuffle your pack of cards if it's stacked or otherwise not shuffleable?
Or even a normal deck.
Or even
a
normal
really
deck.
Want them to shuffle or touch them.
Touch them.
Also, at the end of this, you got the trailer for our next
yes, we do.
Release. Yep. And also, you'll find links scattered all around the place for the interview we did with Jon Allen.
Yes.
So until next week, bye!
Danny Weiser has come up with an effect that lets you repair your deck in a blink of an eye. Have you ever wanted to remove the jokers without searching for them? A great intro to any packet trick. That's your card, that's the card. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put that card somewhere in the pack. And we're gonna do one more thing. Usually, a magician would bring their card to the top of the pack, right? We're gonna try something a little different and hopefully jump it right out of the box. Hopefully, look, Charlie and Cat. Just like that, Charlie and Cat. And here's what we're gonna do. I just wanna prove to you that it really did jump. The rest of the cards are back inside their case.